Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dychronic here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be taking a look at This Week at Bungie for April 9th, 2020. If you've never heard of it, This Week at Bungie is basically going to be your news post about Destiny 2 in the past week, current week, and the next few weeks of Destiny. And of course, my versions of the TWAB are going to be your audible versions with cute and fluffy animals near the beginning of a lot of my videos. So if you like cute and fluffy animals, that basically inspires you to click that like button and subscribe for more in the future. Or at least I hope it does. Hopefully it doesn't inspire you to go out and do naughty things like liking other people's videos or disliking mine. Oh no! Quick, look, a puppy! Don't do it! Sorry, the joke came to my mind, so I had to say it. But anyways, this week at Bungie, maybe like a small to medium amount of information. First and foremost, they mentioned, hey, look, IO bunker is open. You should go do the IO bunker. There's also going to be a new emblem available for the COVID-19 fundraiser that's going on. They talked a little bit more about the Grandmaster difficulty for the Ordeal, some changes to it, interesting things I did not know about, and of course, Iron Banner is going to be happening next season. So really not a lot, and this is the beginning of the Dr. Bungie section, so really not a lot of things in this one, but there's definitely some stuff that was very interesting to me. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So this first section, as I mentioned before, is we are 1 month through Season of the Worthy, and the IO bunker has released. This is the third and final IO bunker. I'm very close to fully upgrading all of my bunkers, and we'll see exactly what happens after that, because apparently there's something that we've missed. Because apparently there's supposed to be a new discovery in the bunker to help track enemies, and maybe I skipped through all the lore and didn't pay attention, but what is that about? Moving on to this next section, they're going to be having a fundraiser for the COVID-19 outbreak. So you probably have heard of this thing going around. I'm not sure if everybody's heard of it, but it's basically been keeping us all inside, and Bungie wants to support the efforts for developing cures, getting amenities to people that need them, stuff like that, and they'll be doing a fundraiser live stream at Twitch on April 13th. So if you wanted to come by, donate, get a chance, not a chance, if you wanted to get this emblem for your donations to it, you can go and do that. Moving on to this next section, dubbed the Grandmaster, probably the biggest and most important amount of information in this particular TWAB, where they talk about the new Ordeal Grandmaster difficulty. Now, we've heard echoes and tiny tidbits of information about this, as well as the fact you can technically select it in the director and see the vast plethora of different modifiers that it entails. This is the last thing you need to be able to get your Conqueror seal for this season. Now, as somebody who plays PvE very often, and I consider myself an excellent PvE player, this is going to be a significant challenge. And they outline a lot of other details we didn't know before, as well as some changes to the format that are going to be interesting. So if you haven't heard of it before, the Grandmaster difficulty is going to be the super endgame, farthest, highest difficulty Nightfall that they have released to date. Now, initially they're going to have it as a 1060 power event, but they have changed that to 1050 power, which in my mind is a lot more reasonable. However, they're going to be doing a couple more things to make it even harder on top of that. So if you haven't heard of it before, the Grandmaster difficulty actually has a huge slew of different modifiers that you can actually select that difficulty, and you can't play until April 21st, but you can select it and see all the modifiers, including things like match game, lots of different champions with barrier, unstoppable, disruptor things. You also have extinguish, so your whole team dies, you go to orbit. You have limited revives. You have a huge slew of crazy modifiers. You cannot even join in progress because people can just go to orbit, change their loadout, and come back. It's basically every modifier, almost every modifier you can think of in one strike. And on top of that, you are also going to be at a power disadvantage guaranteed. So what they're saying here is you have to get to a power of at least 1025 to be able to even start the activity, and you will be locked at a maximum of 1025 for this entire activity. So in essence, because this activity is a 1050 activity, you will be 25 below the actual activity requirement, which is, from my experience, and I've done a lot of Nightfall high scoring and being very below the power limit, 25 below is significant. That means your character, your enemies will have skulls above their names, and that is something you can die in literally like 2 to 3 shots from anything, and that is significant. So in essence, you are going to have to put in the best of the best for the builds, the best of the best for all your weapons and catalysts, and the best of the best for execution and communication and team members. This is not for the weary of heart. Honestly, as far as like the scale of difficulty, I would honestly say this is more difficult than that of Trials of Osiris getting flawless. That being said, these things are not related to each other, but this, as far as the relevant to this and other things, this is pretty hard. So I imagine there's going to be a lot of videos online of people trying to cheese their way through these Nightfalls, so we'll see exactly how that turns out. And that all comes out on April 21st, and I assume it's going to be out for the rest of the time the game is available. So even if you don't get these sealed this season, as long as you've completed the things for this season, it seems like, and again, don't quote me on this, it seems like you'll be able to complete the Grandmaster Ordeal at any point after this season is over. Moving on, let's talk about Iron Banner. Pretty straightforward. Iron Banner is going to be happening next week, April 14th. You get a chance of more pinnacle gear, probably the last hurrah to get some pinnacle gear for the Grandmaster Ordeal for the Nightfall. So it's going to be a good idea to get in there and get as much pinnacle gear as you can on top of the other pinnacle drops. And that is pretty much the end of it. We move on to the Dr. Bungie section, which is headed by the blue thing here at the top. We're going to be talking about the known issues and updates that have happened in the past and updates that are going to be coming in the future. First up, we have the Trials Weekly Challenge update. Technically, they tried to fix this issue where a lot of people are not getting their resets properly with their challenge cards or something like that, and they tried hotfixing it with 2802, but that did not actually work for a lot of different people, so they're still working on the fix for that. And they think they'll be able to fix that by April 10th, which is this Friday. Which is tomorrow, actually, yeah, tomorrow. Apparently there's an issue with clan creation and editing, but you should still be able to join and leave clans if you need. On top of that, apparently there's a lot of PC crashing issues with Valve and Steam servers, and they're trying to work through those. And of course, the big one, the Beaver error code. Apparently this is the level of error codes they've had over time over the past few weeks and days. They've been working on getting those error codes, you know, Anteater, Beater, Beevil, and Watercrest, trying to get those mitigated. But it seems like they're figuring it out. So we'll see what happens. Either that or any of the people affected just stop playing the game. And lastly, the set of known issues. There's only a few items here, but there's going to be a huge known issues article. If you want to know about all of the known issues to see if they are working on something that's affecting you, follow this link. It is actually a very large document with a lot of different things on it, with a lot of different seasonal stuff that you can open up. So this is not the only things, but let's talk about the stuff they wanted to highlight. Firstly, apparently you're not getting the Warmind Security Triumph for upgrading the last Seraph bunker. They'll hopefully be able to fix that in the next update. The Warden of Nothing doesn't give platinum rewards if one of the unstoppable champions is killed by the train, and let me tell you, I tried my damnedest to get that unstoppable killed by the train, but I kept messing it up somehow. And finally, probably the most nerdy sentence I've seen in a very long time, the dynamic charge perk doesn't activate on symmetry if shot through the Titan's Rampart assisted assault barricade. Wow. Okay, break this down. Dynamic Charge is a perk on the Symmetry weapon that we got last season that allows you to shoot these explosive auto-targeting shots, and if they're shot through a Titan barricade that is affected by these Titan's Ramparts, that's the new shoulders for the Titan that allow you to shoot through your barricade, apparently it just doesn't work through that. But seriously, that sentence has gotta take the cake for at least the last few months. That is a great sentence. And that's pretty much it. That is pretty much the end of the movie of the week. I really like this video. Apparently this person wanted to make fun of people who collect motes and then never deposit them because they're trying to get to 15 motes. And it's a very good video and a very good song. I recommend it. And of course, there's some people dancing in Zavala's office and this very creepy photo. And something that I did notice just right now is Cosmo's the one that wrote this, and I'm looking for it. There it is. There it is. Apparently, Cosmo always decides to put pictures of cats, but oh, there we go. It loaded this time, yeah. But anyways, that is going to be pretty much the end of this week at Bungie. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions or concerns or I missed something, let me know. And of course, on top of that, if you are extremely good at PvE, and I mean extremely good, because I find myself to be very, very good at PvE, and you play on PC, hit me up on Discord. I would love to try out some of the Nightfall Ordeals. Probably going to be streaming it, whatnot. So hit me up. We can organize things ahead of time because not a lot of people on my friends list will even be at 1025 by the release of the Ordeal. Anyways, that's the end of it. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name's been Dychronic, and I will see you guys on the next one.